All right. Practice five. You know, it's a grind right now. These kids are putting in a lot of good work. We're getting a ton of reps. We're playing a lot of different bodies, a lot of different evaluations going on. So it's been a lot of quality reps. Really enjoying where we're at. Today was a controlled practice, so there wasn't many scenarios that we worked from a live situation, but we got to work a tempo period, which always sets the tone pretty early. It's a conditioning period. Those guys get pretty winded pretty quickly. We also did a blitz period today, which is a very tough period where the defense can work certain types of stunts and blitzes, and along the lines too, there's a lot of one-on-one battles and contested plays, and we got to see if guys can go in and catch, and quarterbacks be accurate and run through, and running backs block, and it's a very tough period. So it got highly competitive there for about 20 plays, and at the end we just put it down and got some installation done. So a lot of this is being set up for kind of a half scrimmage again on Saturday to kind of knock out some 2-minute drills and some red zone scenarios that we've kind of talked about in here in the past, and then some live, just put it down and play. So really like where this team's at right now. They're putting in a lot of great installs right now that is getting a lot of evaluation for these kids, because I've said in here before, we've got to improve as coaches from a schematic standpoint, and we've got to get evaluations and play a lot of bodies and see what these kids are capable of doing. So, Coach Turner calls the offensive line a Rubik's Cube right now, because we're playing so many different players up front and just moving around. Because you lose a guy like Reese Jordan at center, we got to find who our center is going to be. So Russell Baker and Silas Robinson and Charles Fletcher and Austin Markowicz, those guys are all getting snaps right now at center. So, sometimes they go through their moments, but for the most part, we're starting to get to a point where we're playing pretty clean football. But, practice five, so it kind of gets to the monotony of it all. So, looking forward for this kind of half scrimmage on Saturday. So, questions?
Coach, last year you guys only got 5 practices in before spring.
Yeah, I was just thinking of that.
Yeah, where do you feel like the team is now compared to practice 5 from last year?
Yeah, I think we're a lot farther ahead, because a lot of these guys they played last year. Last year we're a brand new team. This year we've had a lot of guys play a lot of snaps for us, so our installs have increased a lot more, because they can handle more. We don't have very many mid-year guys. We have around 9, I think is what the total number is. So those guys are just coming along and catching up as we go. But I think overall, from a football standpoint, we're a lot better. And I do think from a culture, team standpoint, where we're in here talking through our team pillars and getting on the same page and having a lot of great discussions in this room. I think, I've said it before, can we be, to our team, and I've said it in here, can we be better than what we were the day before? And I think we've done that. I think we get better every single time we walk in this building, and these kids are very humble. They know that it can get a lot better, and they come in with a great attitude, and they put the work in. So, we're a lot better than what we've been, but we still got a ways to go. And they got an approach and a mindset that they want to be the best. So I can live with that.
Yeah. You mentioned today was kind of a controlled practice, and it's a little bit monotonous. But how important are some of these controlled practices for setting up the scrimmages that you guys do?
They're very important. One, because it allows us, like, when you go live situations, there's the competitiveness of all players and coaches. So sometimes, like, if we feel like maybe the 2-0 line isn't playing as well as they should be playing, then we may not do the right subs, and those kids might miss some current reps. So, like, it really focuses in on us playing other kids and scripting it out. So there's a lot of thought and a lot of detail in what we do. So it puts these kids in position for us to get evaluation, and allows us to kind of tinker with some things from a schematic standpoint. So they are very important, and I've always liked what we've done, where we tackle, and then we have a control practice, and we tackle, and then have a control practice. So you go into that control practice, you correct the mistakes that you had in the previous practice, and you can also add some installs in, and maybe talk about a deficiency or a certain package that we need to improve on moving into the next time that we tackle, which is on Saturday. And then you have a weekend off, in a way to kind of talk through the tape and a little more meeting time on Monday and all that. And then we go back into it again. So it's very beneficial for what we're doing right now.
Tell me a little bit about that center position battle and what you're seeing there from those guys.
Yeah, it's you got a new O-line coach, so they can move in and out of as many guys as they want. Coach Turner he's played, he's coached at the highest levels. He knows what he's looking for. He understands the importance of that position, and that guy's got to make the right calls and the right decisions and get the thing going. So again, it's a revolving door right now. I do like how you've added, we brought in Charles Fletcher from North Carolina State, and then we've moved Russell Baker there at times too. Russell played guard all day today, but like I'm saying, Russell has been taking 4 practices at a center position. So you're adding in. Russell is one of our better players last year and more consistent guys. So it's fun to watch him. I bet you it gets frustrating for those kids at times because we're moving around a lot. But like I'm enjoying watching them all go to different positions. We moved Eddie out to left tackle today to see if he was capable of doing that. That's the first time he's ever played tackle here. So. But again, that center position is very important, and so you can tell that Coach Turner likes a bigger body type there. So you got Silas Robinson and Russell Baker and Charles Fletcher in there that are big body types that can move.
We've got Coach here today. Tell me a little bit about his group and what you're seeing out of them this spring.
Coach Mims, yeah, Coach Mims. He's been with us for now. This is going on his 3rd year. So I've talked about continuity. And, I talk to my brother all the time, about his staff, and he leans on Tevin, Coach Mims extremely hard and has a lot of faith and belief in him, and just love the passion that he brings to the game. I think that room that he coaches plays extremely hard for him, and they all like each other, and there's an accountability and a discipline in that room that is needed. But from a coaching standpoint, love where he's at and love what he does. But even from a recruiting standpoint and just being in the office and the work ethic that he has, coming up here on his day off, doing virtual tours with players, just trying to make this university better and make our team better and make his position room better. And I think he's got an extremely bright future. And him being his first job here at Texas State, he's going to end up having a great career for a long time.
What do you think about his position room and what you're seeing out of those guys?
Yeah, I think they're playing hard. I think what London Harris said. You guys were talking to him today. I think he's showing up all over the field right now. Ask him about the interception that he looked very unathletic doing, but he still got an interception. But you can ask him about that. But London's doing a really good job. He has a spark. He has a very high motor. And it causes a lot of disruption. It causes a lot of problems for us. But you add in DeMarquise Hayes and Devin Martinez, and you got Isaiah Nixon and John Emanuel in that room too. So you got a good mixture of kids in there. And you don't see very many bust assignments with them, and they have extreme effort. And that shows you how Coach Mims got them doing the right things and then playing at a high level. And I think that's such a unique position in college football. It's that kind of hybrid rush linebacker position that can drop out in pass coverage and flats and still make plays talking about London making an interception. Devin Martinez got an interception today too. I do think Coach Mims needs to kind of coach them on their pursuit drill of actually trying to score with it, because there's 2 times they've had interceptions that they probably could have scored, but they're being disruptive. So when you have a guy that can rush the passer and be disruptive, but then all of a sudden drop out into the flats and actually take away crossing routes from backside and all that. And it's a unique position. I really love where this defensive scheme is going, and just the things that we're playing with right now, because it puts these kids in position to succeed.